good evening, and welcome to this evening's live. And if you're seeing me for the first time, hi, my name is Saren King, and welcome to my live. It has been a while, but life, that's life. And if you are watching, please say hi. Let me know where you are viewing from and which platform you are viewing from. And we are live on Facebook, on Instagram, sorry, not Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you want me to see your name, please give StreamYard permission somewhere. I'm not sure where on the screen. You should see a link for StreamYard, and you can give StreamYard permission. I will be able to see you. Otherwise, I'll have to wait until after the live in order to acknowledge who it is. But you can still say hi, even though I might just see Facebook user or YouTube user. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And this evening, good evening, Miss Samuel. I'm seeing you. Thank you for tuning in. And this evening is a special one because it's going to be the last live for 2024. And I think that is quite significant because we are going into a new year. And whenever the year comes to an end, persons have this laundry list of New Year's resolutions that they want to make. And then statistically, this is not what I'm saying, but statistically, by the end of January, we fall off the bandwagon. Good evening, Mandy. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you. Thank you for tuning in this evening. And welcome to a happy, healthy you, body, mind, and soul, helping you reclaim your health one habit at a time. All right, so I've already done the housekeeping. And of course, please say hi if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please drop them in the comment section. I should see them. Miss Van Long, hello. I'm seeing that you're tuning in from YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. And I am so happy for this live this evening because two things. I will be sharing what I do, and also, I will be opening up something very special that you will be able to tap into as well. And as I said, statistically, when we're talking about setting New Year's resolution, we often, worldwide, globally, persons, human beings, we fall off the bandwagon after the first week. It's said that after the first week, about 40% drop off, and by the end of the January of the persons would have fallen off the bandwagon. So I want to share what I do, and I'm also curious about what you do when the end of the year comes. So before the year starts, and this is the reason why I'm doing this live now, because it's important for us to reflect on what has happened. Almost 12 months have already gone. We are almost at the end of 2024. And it is important for us to take a step back and reflect on what the year has been. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing. Really looking back at what has happened from January, coming all the way down in your personal life, in your career, relationship wise, whatever it is. So I like to start there. Before moving on, it's good to kind of look back and not to blame anyone, not to point fingers, not to say what you should have done, what you could have done, but just to reflect and look and really, without judgment, without any shame, about what has actually happened. What's the reality? Was it, a hectic one? Were there challenges that you were not able to overcome? Were there challenges that you were able to overcome? It's important that we know where we've come from and where we are, because sometimes persons might be looking and they're saying, oh, you're only at point B, but you've come so far. Between point A and point B was a long distance and a long journey. And so it's good for us to reflect. So if you have pen and paper, and I'm going to do this because this is going to be an unusual live, it's going to be like a working live. So I will be doing it along with you. And so grab a piece of paper, um, preferably a book that you can write in, that you can look back on if you have a journal. As you know, I love to journal, and journaling is one of these tools that's often overlooked that can help us on our journey, whether it's health wise, business wise, career wise. It's always good to get what is in our head on paper so we can see it, because it looks different when we are reading it rather than just thinking about it. And so for the next minute, just 1 minute, because we don't want to overthink it, I want you, and I'll be doing this as well in my little journal. I'm using this journal that I've had for quite a while. It's a little beaten up, but I like it because it has a lot of precious things in there. So for the next minute, I want you to grab a pencil, a pen, any writing material. If you have a crayon, you can use that, and really reflect briefly on how the year has gone for you. And I want you to just break it down into two parts: personal and professional. What has gone well or has not gone well in your personal life, and professional, career, business wise, what has gone well. So we're going to take 1 minute, just 1 minute, to reflect on 2024. So you can just caption it 2024 reflections. And this is a working. So I want to see, I'm going to ask you to put at least one thing that went well and one thing that maybe was a challenge for you. All right. So 1 minute is up. And I want you to, you don't have to share everything, but just on a scale from 1 to 10, and we're going to use 10 as excellent and 1 as poor. How would you rate 2024 for you? How would you rate 2024? It's not over yet, but you can rate it because it's almost at the end. So we can put a rating. So is it a, or let's use a 5 star. 1 as in the worst, and 5 as in the best, excellent, that 2024 has been for you. And I'm going to rate 2024 for me as 4 stars, because it wasn't perfect, but a lot of great things did happen. Did have a lot of challenges, yes, but I think it went fairly well, both personal and professional. There are a lot of things that went well business wise, but still need some improvement. But I would be curious to know how you would rate 2024. All right, I see Sherry Love, Mandy. She is rating 2024 as a 4 star for her. That's great. If we're ordering something on Amazon, or we're looking for a a hotel, 4 star review is a good review, right? So 2024 has been really good for Sherry Love. Anybody else wants to share how has 2024 been for you? I'm rating 2024 as a 4 star for me as well. Not perfect. Let me see if I can put here 4 star. All right. So Mandy saying it wasn't bad. Blessings surpass challenges. I show gratitude for the breakthrough. I feel like this. This feels like my 2024 as well. There were challenges, but there were definitely way more blessings and a lot of lessons that had to be learned. All right. So, one of the things that I do at the end of the year is to choose a word for the upcoming year. Now I have to choose it before the year starts because in my journal, there are 3 things that I put in there every single day. You don't have to do it this way, but I find that it's a good way for me to laser focus on how I want the year to go, basically to set the tone. So I choose a word for the year. And for 2024, my word was balance. And the reason why I chose that word, because I felt in 2023, the previous year, last year, I felt overwhelmed with all the things that were happening. I felt I put a lot more emphasis in one area of my life, and I wanted to have that, as we would call it, work life balance. And so my 2024 word was balance. Now, going into 2025, I have not yet decided what my word would be, but I think I am leaning towards a word like elevate, or I'm not sure exactly which word I'm going to choose so far. But I have a surprise for you if you too you're having trouble or you're stuck on what your word would be for 2025. I have created, and this is a free thing that you can download under my PayHip store, where you can choose a word. So I have on there, I can't remember exactly how many words, but there should be at least 50 words on there that you can choose from. And, we have words on there like thrive, gratitude, elevate, um, thankful. I can't remember all the words that I put there, but you can check it out. I dropped the link in the description, and it is a free download, but you can also browse and see if there's anything else that may pique your curiosity to choose a word for the year. So if we were to take the next 15 seconds thinking about how the tone that we would love to set for 2025, what word would jump out to you? For me, elevate has been jumping out for me. So I'm leaning towards that, or a word similar to that, elevate. So that's the word that I'm leaning towards. I haven't decided exactly, but I'm going to decide before 2025 starts. Any word that you can think of that may jump out on you. And the reason why I choose this word, so this is a word that I would write in my journal every single day. So, as I said, there are 3 things that I put in my journal every day. The word for the year, so I write it every day. Word, and for 2024 it was balance, so I put balance. And then I also have a mantra, because sometimes one word is just not enough for to really capture how you want the year to go. So my mantra, my word was balance, and my mantra was living with intention. That was my mantra. You don't have to do the mantra. You don't even have to do the word if you don't want to. But I think it helps when I write that word every day, especially when they're challenging times, when something really difficult. Just today I found out a colleague of mine, she lost her mom. Just this week I went to a funeral for a family member. Just last week, another friend of mine lost a family member. And so there is mourning that happens, but we can still find joy. And I find that the word, it it's sort of in an anchor for you to hold on to during these challenging times. Okay, so I see Mandy saying her word would be renewal of blessings. I love that. Renewal. It really captures what you would want to happen for the year. Renewal. Okay, Sharon is saying 3 stars for her personally. A lot of challenges. Lost 2 siblings. Oh wow, sorry to hear that. And your dad. And business 4 stars. All right. Any word that you can think of, and if you're just joining in, what we're doing is like a working live. And so I was saying that I choose a word for the year, and I'm leaning towards elevate for 2025. My 2024 word was blessings. Balance, not blessing. Balance was my 2024 word. And I would be curious to know, what word would you choose if you were to think of a word that you want to set the tone for 2025? What word would you choose? And if you go in the comment section, you would see that I posted a link, a PayHip link, that will take you to a page where you can download for free the word for the year. So I have at least 50 words on there, and you can choose. Okay, I see words are coming in. Renee is saying my word would probably be thrive. I like that. And hi, Dr. Stevens. I'm seeing you, acceptance. This is a good one. This is a good one, because if we're accepting the good and the happy moments, we also have to accept the mournful times and the sad moments. So I like that. And we can build on that as well. And you can change it. It doesn't have to be for the whole year, but I like to have it for the whole year. And that's just something that I do personally. Of course, you can do, if you want to change it every month, it's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong in this. All right. So then, mantra. If you were to choose a mantra, and mantra is basically like a small quote that you, again, it does not have to be related to the word, but you can use it again to set the tone. If one word is just not enough, if you want, like Mandy said, renewal of blessings, I like that. But we can also have a mantra that we can use. It can also be an I am mantra that you can use. I am blessed, I am abundant, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be the way I do it as well. Okay, so let's move on to the third thing that I do, which is to write down at least one thing that I am grateful for, especially in challenging times, or when we are mourning, or we're not feeling our best, or we're having some sort of issue, whether it's personal or business wise. I find that it's really good for us to focus on the things that we already have, on the blessings that are already there, again as an anchor to hold on to, especially during challenging times. And so I write at least one thing. You can do two, you can do three. There's no right or wrong. Again, there's no rule, hard and fast rule. One thing that you are grateful for. And I think one of the things that I often put that I am grateful for is, I'm grateful for life, and I'm grateful for health. And I often put, I'm grateful for family as well, especially when you're hearing about so many persons dying, persons being so ill, persons are just not their best. You know, the statistics had shown that suicide rates were increasing. They thought that it was due to the pandemic, but it wasn't. It was already increasing before the pandemic. And so we have to think of the moments where we are sane, when we are in our right minds. And I know understand. When I was younger, you hear the older folks in the church would say, or just older folks in general would say, thank you, God, for waking me up in my right mind. And I never understood what that meant until I became older. And there was another thing, a family member of mine that she always used to pray, Lord, help my children to pass the worst. And I never understood that until now. When those challenging times come, help you to go through them and come out sane and healthy and happy and still have that inner peace despite whatever is going on. So, really focusing on the blessings and really appreciating the blessings in our life, even things that we would take for granted, like our eyesight, our sense of smell, our sense of taste, the ability to speak, the ability to walk. There are persons who were born bedridden or born with, disabilities that would hinder them from just speaking normally. And so we have to be grateful for all of these little things. The ability to make an income, the ability to provide for your family. These are things that we ought to be grateful for. And so if you were to think of one thing that you are grateful for, what would it be? And for me, I am grateful for life. And I'm going to put it in the chat as well. I am grateful for life. And you can tell me what you are grateful as well in this moment. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for life. Okay, so let's get into resolutions. Now, to begin with, I don't call them New Year's resolutions. I do not use that word at all. It's a word that people use, but I personally don't use the word resolution. I don't set New Year's resolutions. What I do, I set goals. Now, previously, I would set goals for the whole year, and I find that it has been a challenge because sometimes things would happen in the year and then it sort of shifts your goals for that year. And I was in a networking event, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and the lady was saying that she has ADHD, and so um, trying to set goals for a whole year, it's like an enormous task for her because she can't see that far in the future. And so what she does is set quarterly goals. And I like that idea. So instead of attacking the entire year at a time, we break down the year into quarters. And so we will take the first quarter. What is it that we want to achieve by March? So we're going to say January, February, March, April, because it's 12. So January, February, March, April, and set goals for that first quarter. All right, so I see Miss Van Long is saying she's grateful for being in her right mind. Yes. And I was alluding to that. As I was growing up, I always heard that. I never understood what it meant until now. And so that's something that we definitely need to be grateful for if we are still in our right minds. All right, so setting goals, goal setting. Now, I make things really simple because I can go down a rabbit hole really quickly. And so when I'm setting goals, I just divide it into two sets of goals: personal goals, professional goals. And then I can break it down, but I like to simplify things, and I find that it's a lot easier when I do it like that, and then I can get more detailed into personal goals, like my health goals, my fitness goals, my book goals, whatever it is, goals for you. You can put that down, and then your professional goals, so your business goals, if you are studying something, like your career goals, whatever it is. I think it makes it easier for me. You, whatever works for you, you can do that. But one of the things that I don't do anymore is have this long to-do list. I don't do that because I find that I beat up myself too much if I put 20 things on my list and then I only did 5 and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus. I sorry. I did not do all the things." So now my to-do list only consists of 3 things. Just 3 things, and I find that's easier that way because it becomes more palatable, it becomes more manageable when I have 3 major goals that I have to accomplish for the day. So I like to be very organized. I write down everything. If I'm going to the supermarket, I write a list. If I am going out to an event, I write a list. If I'm traveling, I write a list. I do this live, I write a list. I have pointers of what it is that I need to do, what it is that I am going to do, or what is it that I need. I'm seeing Dr. Stevens is saying she's grateful for good health. Yes, I am too. Right? So you can decide for yourself. I find it's easier that way when you don't make more than 3 goals for the entire year. But we're going to only take it 1 quarter at a time. So for the first 4 months of 2025, what would you want to do? And I'm just going to throw out some examples of things. Number 1 on the New Year's resolution list worldwide is get healthier or lose weight. Every year without fail, you know, somebody wants to lose 100 pounds and they want to go to the gym 5 times a week, spend an hour, and you know, the goals are so unrealistic and so unattainable that you don't reach it. And so you become disappointed, you become despondent, and you really beat up on yourself. And so I am encouraging you, because we're only doing quarters at a time. What is 1 goal, just 1, we're not even doing 3, 1 goal you would like to achieve for 2025? And you can drop it in the comments. What is 1 goal, just 1 goal that you would like to achieve, whether it's personal or professional, that you would like to achieve for 2025? So I'm going to start. One thing I really need to get back on is reading my books. I was doing so well in 2023, and the beginning of 2024, I started really well, and so I need to get back on my book reading goals, whether it is reading a physical book or an audiobook. So that's one of my goals for 2025, is to get more consistent with reading books again. You can drop 1 goal that you have for 2025 in the comment section. So my goal, 1 goal, it's not the only goal, but that's the one that I'm sharing, is to get back with reading consistently. Get back on. I have so many books. Let me share this. Every year, without fail, at the end of the year, I would say to myself, I'm not buying any books going into the next year. I'm not buying any books. And every year, without fail, I buy more books. I buy more books because there's always a book that I need. I have to get. Or sometimes, the other day where was I buying books? I think I went on eBay, first in a long time, years. And I forgot how much I love eBay for buying books, because I don't buy brand new books. I buy used in good condition and they look almost brand new. And you can get some books really cheap, like $1 US, 99 cents. Like, who can pass up that deal? And then there's always some book that I really want to read. So I have now stopped saying I'm not going to buy any books. If there's a book that I want to buy, I am going to buy it. But I have several bookshelves with a lot of books. A few years ago, I was supposed to start a library with a colleague of mine, and we collected all of these books, a lot of books. It was supposed to be a children library. And if anybody wants to still start that library, you can reach out to me because I still want to do it. I don't know where I would do it. It would be a small library. I still have the books, and I I really want to start back with the books. Oh yeah, first 3 months, right? I was right. First 3 months. Yes, thank you. All right, I'm seeing some stuff in the comment section. Mandy saying mine is more on the cognitive side, learning how to mute the noise of doubtful thoughts. Yes, 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 yes. I should do a whole live on that. That sounds like a live by itself. That sounds like a live by itself. Okay, so I'm seeing some more goals coming in. Better health, exercise, eat healthier. Without fail, that's the top of the list worldwide for New Year's resolution. I think I did. Let me see if I can find it. The New Year's resolutions, the top 10. I think I recorded it somewhere. The top 10. So if you can just give me 1 minute, where I can pull that up. Uh, boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, here it is. Yes, I found it. Top 10 New Year's resolution that people make every year. And at the top of the list is exercise more. I think I can actually share my screen on this one. I will see. Let me see. Or I can just read it out. Can I share screen? Yeah. Can I? Let me see. Oh yeah, I do. I can. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So you can see the top 10 New Year's resolutions that people make every year. I did a research on it. So at the top of the list is exercise more, lose weight, number 2. Number 3, eat healthier. Number 4, save more money or spend less money. Number 5 is quit smoking. Number 6, spend more time with family and friends. Number 7, reduce stress or improve mental health. 8, travel more. 9, learn a new skill or hobby. And 10, get organized. All right. So you see the first 3: exercise, lose weight, exercise more, lose weight, eat healthier. Without fail. These are New Year's resolution. I had researched it. I see Miss Van Long is saying for her, more me time, which we all need, and focus on eating healthy. Yes, these are good goals to have. Good goals to have. All right. So let me get back to my notes because I have notes. So the next thing is after we have set our goals and we're going to just do the quarter. We're not doing the whole year because we're not trying to overwhelm ourselves. What we do is to now refine these goals, because just saying eat healthier is a very vague goal to have. If I take the example of Ms. Van Long, she said more me time. What does more me time look like for you? Is it, for me, one of the things that I fight for is having alone time. So just me, myself, and I, alone, quiet time, because I think I'm very sensitive to noise, and my children are very, very noisy. So at the end of the day, I feel like overstimulated and I feel like I'm on edge. And so I need to have that first thing in the morning to have quiet. It could just be 5 minutes. That's enough for me. And in the evening as well, I have what I call my wind down routine. So devices off, just having quiet. Sometimes what I would do, I would read something, or I would, because I don't watch TV, but just do something to relax my mind. So whether that is, it could be watching a funny video for you. It could be playing a game on your phone. It could be reading. It could be just, scrolling aimlessly for 5 minutes on social media, just to kind of relax your brain. So you have to know what do you want your me time to look like? Do you want it to be by yourself? Do you want it to be a spa day? Do you want it to be a day where you can do your hair, where you can relax, where you can read or go to the beach, dip your feet in the water? What does that me time look for you? But we have to get a little bit more specific. And most of us should have we should have heard about the SMART goals, but I set smarter goals. So S would be specific. So me time, specific, whether that's, so if you're going to, I'm going to use the example again of me time. Specific would be every day, specific. Every day, 10 minutes by myself, alone, quiet. Very, very specific. It could be going to the beach, 10-minute dip in the water, or just sitting on the sand, listening to the waves for 5 minutes. It could be reading a good book, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is that you want it to look like. Then it has to be realistic. So it may not be realistic if you have a growing family or you have small children to have 3 hours alone time. No, it may not be realistic. What may be realistic, like for me, 5 minutes is realistic. Maybe 10. I might get up to 10. I don't know. I may get up to 10 minutes, but 5 minutes is pretty realistic. All right. Have a good night, Dr. Stevens. Thank you. Thank you for popping in. And yes, do set your goals, put them on paper. Not something you usually do, but statistics say those who actually write them down, they are 10 times more likely to follow through with at least some of the goals. So that's something to think about. Thank you for joining in. All right. So it has to be realistic as well. So with the smarter goals, so we have S, being very specific. So if you're saying that you want to eat healthier, what does healthier mean to you? Is it incorporating more fruits, incorporating more vegetables, drinking more water, having less junk food, using less sugar, having less ice cream? What does that look like for you? Then M, it should be measurable. So if, for instance, you're using the example of eating healthier, is it having at least 2 fruits per day? Like for me, in my household, I have what we call fruit time in the morning. So before breakfast, there's fruit time. Sometimes there's only 1 fruit in the house. Sometimes there are only 2. And you have to choose at least one of them to eat. It has to be a fresh fruit, not a canned fruit, which tend to be filled with sugar, not a frozen fruit. So a fresh fruit that you can purchase, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate or expensive like strawberries and blueberries. It could be a simple thing as a banana, an orange, pineapple, whatever it is, the local fruits that we have here. Sugar apple, just today my sons were eating sugar apple. Whatever it is, you can take that and that could be something that's more healthy. So Miss Van Long is saying 30 minutes or an hour in a quiet space. Oh, that sounds like heaven. That sounds like heaven. That sounds like heaven. For me, it's not realistic. Maybe you can work it out, but I take at least 10 minutes, and that kind of rejuvenates me. So back to the smarter goals. So we at M. So we should be able to measure it. So Ms. Van Long is saying at least 30 minutes to an hour in a quiet space. So that's really specific, and it's more specific than just saying more me time. So now we have been specific with what me time looks like, and now we have measured it. So 30 minutes to 1 hour in a quiet space. Then we have A. It must be attainable. It must be something that we can actually reach. So if you are saying that 30 minutes to an hour in a quiet space is specific and measurable for you, is it attainable? Is it something that can actually happen for you? Then we have smarter or realistic. So we said it should be realistic and not something that is so far fetched that it could never happen and it's just like a dream. It must be realistic. So is it realistic for you to get 30 to 60 minutes a day in a quiet space for yourself? Then T, it must be timely, time bound. So when do you want this to start happening? During the pandemic, I remember I like being alone. I like quiet. And during the pandemic, because everybody was home, it was like constant TV devices. It's like it was always very busy. And I remember complaining to my life coach, and she said, why don't you just ask for the time? Like, just even though everybody is home, you can say, okay, from this time to this time, it's your quiet time. And so everybody will be in a different room, and you will be in that room, and you will enjoy your quiet. And would you believe that it actually worked? That just asking for the time, like, guys, I need to have a little, just 10 minutes for myself. And it was just like, okay, mommy. And then they will come after 10 minutes, mommy, is your me time over? Sometimes people don't know. We are thinking that they know what we want, and they don't know. And so we have to tell them. Okay, so Miss Van Long is saying her quiet time is always at 9 o'clock at night when everybody's in bed. I know. Yes, yes, yes. I like to have that quiet in the evening as well. It really helps to kind of wind down your brain, kind of bring your body in the state of resting so you can have a well rested night and not just sleeping, because we can be sleeping, but it's not well rested. And I find that quiet time before you sleep is a good way for you to ease into a restful night. Then, so I'm setting smarter goals and not just smart goals. So now I'm at E again, E for smarter, and E would be evaluate. And so after a set time, so you can say maybe after a month, you evaluate, is this working? Is this 30 minutes to an hour of quiet time by yourself from 9 to 10 or 9 to 9:30? Is it working for you? Or do you have to choose a different time? Do you have to find a different space? Or do you have to find something else that you can consider your me time? So we have to, from time to time, evaluate. It's almost like doing an audit. So we are doing an audit of what is working, if it's working, and if we do have to do something different. Then the R for smarter would be to reward ourselves. So if we're setting a goal of eating healthier, so we want it to incorporate more fruits, more vegetables, we want to drink more water, and after 2 months, 3 months, we have been doing this, then we can reward ourselves. Now, the reward doesn't have to be a big bucket of ice cream. It could just be something simple. So we can say we can reward ourselves by buying a gift for ourselves, or do a little celebration. And the celebration doesn't have to be like elaborate. It's just you know just rewarding yourself for meeting your goal. And I think it helps as an incentive to keep you on track with your goals, um, whatever that is for you. So for instance, if you like pizza but your body doesn't like it, because you could like it but your body just doesn't like it. Just like I love goat meat. I used to eat goat, beef, and pork, but my body doesn't like it. It rejects it now. For years, it was not digesting. I still love to smell goat water. It's really nice. I like to look at it, but I just don't eat it because my body is like, access denied. So I don't eat it anymore. So if, for instance, you like pizza, like this week, I rewarded my boys because we're on break for Christmas and we went out with another family member and her children and we went to buy pizza. I do eat pizza from time to time, not every day, not every week, not every month, definitely. Um, not even every quarter. Every now and then, we reward ourselves with something that we really like. I don't believe in completely cutting out something out of uh, like something that you like to eat unless it is detrimental, like you have a severe allergy. You know, like reward yourself every now and then. That moderation is really important. Your guilty pleasures, whatever they are, every now and then you can indulge. I love ice cream. I do indulge every now and then, not every week, not every month, not every quarter either. When celebration time, so Christmas is that one time that I will eat the cake and the ice cream and all of that. Not even for my birthday, I would eat cake. Not a cake person, but I like Christmas cake. And so I would eat that for Christmas. Definitely. All right. So you can try that. And I'm going to, I don't think I wrote it down anywhere. Smarter goals. You can try setting smarter goals for yourself and see how that works out for you. So S is for specific, being really specific. And this is where writing comes in because we could just say in our head, okay, we're going to do this. But when we write it down, it becomes a reminder and we can look at it and we can adjust it. So specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound, and then we evaluate and reward. These are our setting smarter goals. All right, so let's move on to now breaking down these goals into actionable steps. So after we've set all of our goals, our smarter goals, we're going to now take it into actionable steps. Now, because we're just doing the quarter, we can just take one goal. So instead of trying to overwhelm ourselves with a laundry list of goals for the whole year, we're going to take one goal for one quarter. Well, I said three goals for the year, but you can set one goal a quarter or you can do it at three. I don't like to set more than three goals. I find that it's a lot easier. I don't become overwhelmed when I do it that way. And so we're going to now break this down into actionable steps. So if Miss Banlong wants to have her quiet time, we're going to say from, you don't even have to wait until the new year. You can start today. You can start tomorrow. That 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock is your me time, and you are going to do whatever you want to do within that time. Nobody should be disturbing you. This is the time where you get to focus on you and do what you want to do and what makes your body feel relaxed or alive. Okay, so we're breaking down we're only doing one goal because we're doing the first quarter, and we're going to break down that goal now into actionable steps. Is this a me time going to be every day? Is it going to be twice a week? Is it going to be 7 days a week, whatever it is, it's up to you. And then we have to track this process. We have to track what it is that we're doing. And then I think this is the part where people get stuck. We need to have accountability. When we are setting goals and we're the only ones who know, then nobody will know if we are meeting the goals or if we broke the goals and we did not do what we said we we're going to do. And so when we have an accountability partner or accountability goal group, it's easier for us to stay on track because we have somebody who will be there nagging us, reminding us, gently encouraging us to continue to do what it is that we said we are going to do. And so the accountability is key. I've always said that, and again, this is not my words, this is data. Persons who have a strong support network, they do better with recovering or dealing with life and its challenges. And so it's the same principle. When you have that group, you have a set, a small, it doesn't have to be like a big group, 100 people. It could be just one person, two, three, four, whatever you're comfortable with, that can have similar goals, or I should say have similar ambitions. So you both want to set these goals and you can keep each other accountable. Can you think of one person, at least one person? Maybe you already have that person and just utilize them a little bit more with keeping you on track with yourself. And then the fifth point would be to reward yourself and to be kind to yourself. I think we beat up ourselves way more than we need to. And some of the things that we tell ourselves, we wouldn't tell anybody. We definitely won't. You know, we tell ourselves, oh, we're so dumb and we should have done this and we could have done this. And we need to be kinder. We need to have a little bit more grace, a little bit more, like cut yourself a little bit more slack because you're being way too hard on yourself. And I do it all the time. Like I am my biggest critic. I criticize myself more than anybody else that I know. And over the years, I've learned that it really does not help. It does not help. Of course, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to make decisions that we're not happy with, we're not proud with, that may have, gone in a different direction. We have to be a little bit more kinder, a little bit more gentle with ourselves. So that being said, if you are interested, I do have, I am creating an accountability group for anyone who wants to be more accountable, who wants to have that group where you can tap into. And I'm just trying to open up my calendar if you are interested, where you can reach out to me and there would be a free consultation to see if you would be a good fit for, I'm calling it a mastermind group or an accountability group, but I'm only taking 10 persons. I find that it's better when I'm in a smaller group to help you, one, create your goals for the year, and two, guide you on your goals. So this would be a 4-week process, once a week for 4 weeks, starting in January. So starting the 9th of, no, I'm looking at the wrong. So it would start the 9th of January and it would run for 4 weeks. This is virtual, so it would be every week for 4 weeks for about an hour around the same time. It will be on the StreamYard platform as well. And if you need help with creating your goals making it smarter, and also have a group that would help to keep you accountable, you can reach out to me and I can get you signed up for that. I'm going to have to try to sign into my Calendly account to be able to put the link where you can book your 15 minutes consultation to see if it's something that you're interested in doing. I'm just waiting for this thing to open because it was not open before. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to drop it in the link. If you are interested in being a part of this group, this would be I'm going to call it a goal setting accountability group, mastermind, however you want to do it. And you can book a call. The call would be free, and then you can see if it's something that you're interested in. With this is specific for, well, it's not just health goals, because if you have goals that are outside of your health as well, it still applies. And this will run for 4 weeks, starting the 9th of January. All right. So you would have to sign up for the call, because the calls are only going to be 2 days. It's going to be tomorrow and Monday, and then they will start in January. If you do sign up before Christmas, there would be a huge discount. After that, the price will go up, and then we go into New Year's, and then we start afresh from the 9th of January. So if you are interested, you can book a call and see if it's something that you want to do. It's really up to you. All right. Again, I also dropped the link for the word for the year, so you can download that. And on the PayHip store, there are a lot of resources, both paid and free resources that you can tap into. So if you need to get some more resources, you can check the PayHip store. I'm going to drop it again in the comment section so you can check that out. Also, I do have a private Facebook group, which I really need to get more consistent on there. But I find that I prefer the small groups. So I've been doing more small group settings. But if you are interested in joining that group, that is a support group as well as on Facebook, you can join that. You can also check out PayHip for resources there. And if you have a question, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me on any one of the pages, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram, YouTube, Happy Healthy You, Body, Mind, Soul, everywhere except LinkedIn, which would be my name, Saren PK. All right, so just to recap, the 5 areas that I spoke about today is, reflecting on 2024. So you can dive a little deeper on your own with reflecting on the year 2024. It's not finished yet, but you can do a little reflection. Create a word. Check out the PayHip store where you can get some ideas if you're not sure where to start on words that or one word, just choose one word that can carry you into 2025. You can create a mantra as well for 2025. Set one goal, just one goal using the SMARTER goals method, making it specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound, evaluate, and reward. That is the SMARTER goals method. Then you break that goal down into actionable steps. Track your progress. Stay accountable. You need to have at least one accountability partner. And then be kind to yourself. Reward yourself when you do well. Be kind to yourself when it's not so well or when there are challenging moments. And know that as long as you have life, as long as you have breath, you do have a chance to try again, to start over, to do something different. So it's really up to you to create the year that you want. It's not up to you know, the stars and the wind. It's up to you to set the tone and create and not just wish and hope and pray. These things are great, but on their own, they can do nothing. We have to put what we are saying into action. This is where, this is the meat of the matter, putting what we are saying into action. All right, so we're already at the 1 hour mark, and my bedtime is 9 o'clock. So it's time for me to get ready for bed. And so thank you to everybody who joined in, those who commented, those the silent ones who are just watching. That's okay. I still see you and appreciate you. And this is the last live for 2024. And so my prayer for you is that the goals that you set for yourself going into the new year, that you will be able to achieve them, that you will be given health, good health, be in good health, good strength, in your right mind, and have inner peace that surpasses all understanding. All right, so it has been wonderful. Thank you for joining in. And as usual, stay happy and stay healthy. Bye.